Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping by. We're jumping into the 2024 jumbo striped bass fishing season, which here in Maryland ends April 1st. I don't have a large window to get on these big fish, as I've said in other videos, and I really have to maximize every opportunity. I have another video where I talk about how I pattern big fish, so check that out if you're interested. Something that I don't talk about much in my videos, but is extremely important, is safety. I'm not going to talk about every nuance here, but I'll touch on what I feel are two extremely important items of safety gear while fishing in what I consider Arctic water. A life jacket with at least 12 pounds of flotation, though you need to keep in mind that your body weight, your body fat, clothing, and whether the water is rough or calm are all factors that are going to affect flotation. The other item of gear is a dry suit, or at the very least, an appropriate thickness wetsuit. To give you some reference, 50-degree water temperature equates to 15 minutes before you're incapacitated or unconscious if you're wearing a life jacket. If you're not wearing a life jacket, it's about 9 minutes. And if you're in a kayak and you're capsized, you can't count on being able to recover your vessel. You just can't. You've been capsized for a reason. The bottom line is you are putting your life at unnecessary risk when you're fishing without proper gear. That's really all I want to say about it. Protect yourself. One other thing I want to touch on is catch and release survival rates for striped bass. I've had some pretty uninformed comments over the years about me catching so many fish and whether the fish I've caught survived. We're fortunate that striped bass are game fish, and thus they're monitored and studied by various agencies. And it's been found that water temperatures greatly influence the catch and release mortality rate of striped bass. Mortality is at 1.6% when the temperature is 57 to 59 degrees Fahrenheit. It's 3.7% at 61 to 64 Fahrenheit. Then the mortality rate jumps way up to 40% when the water temperatures are 80 degrees Fahrenheit. This data is irrespective of bass size, whether they're 20 inches or 30 inches. There are also other factors that come into play, such as water temperature relative to air temperature differential, and so on. Just wanted to say that most of my fishing for striped bass is in water temperatures of 41 degrees to 55 degrees, so pretty frigid, below all the study data, and at that rate, it's nearly 100% survival rate for catch and release. I do not target striped bass when the water temperature is warm. Every large striped bass that I've caught has swam away with vigor, and I'll leave it at that. I'm going to continue to fish in this manner until the science suggests that these practices really are no longer valid. This season I have a desire to focus on shallow water fishing for jumbo striped bass while trolling. In the past I've had a season where I focused on all three zones, deep dive, mid, shallow. I've had seasons where I focus solely on mid diving, seasons where I focus solely on deep diving. I've never totally focused on shallow diving lures for an entire season. Really fishing in this manner definitely is going to limit my opportunities, but I really enjoy a good challenge, and when you challenge, you grow. The lures I'm planning on using this season, I might use some other lures along the way, but these are the ones I'm going to start off with. And that's a Yo-Zuri Hydro, the 6-inch and 6 3/4 inch. The Daiwa SP, there's three of them, the 5 1/8 inch, 6-inch, and the 6 3/4 inch. One of my favorites, Cotton Cordell Redfin 5-inch. Yo-Zuri 3D Crystal Minnow 4 3/8 inch. There's zero chance I won't have that on at least one line. Best performing lure of all time for big striped bass. Also going to be using the Yo-Zuri Mag Minnow 5-inch. One of the things I'd like to touch on here is that I ensure my hooks are sharpened before every single trip. If you lightly pull the hook across your fingernail, it should dig in. If it doesn't, it's not sharp enough. All right, let's get out in the water, and this year I'm going to be taking you through, like I have in other seasons, I'm going to take you through the entire season, so you'll see some daily progressions of times I'm on the water. I don't go to the most productive areas, the areas in which all the fish are going to spawn. I'm on the Chesapeake Bay proper, and I'm searching for the fish. All the bottleneck areas have 20, 30 people at a time in a small little area. I don't enjoy fishing that way. I like, whenever I'm out fishing, just to be by myself, be immersed in the process, and just try to figure out and get on top of them just by patterning them. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So hopefully this year it does well for me, and if not, probably won't even post this video. Anyway, I'll see you on the water. All right, well, I've got the Daiwa SP 6-inch on this side, and I've got a Yo-Zuri 3D Crystal Minnow 5 3/8 inch on this side. This has been the Yo-Zuri 3D Crystal Minnow. This side has caught me the most big fish this year so far. Even whenever I put it up against a bigger lure on either side, it seems like the bigger fish are interested in the smaller lure. Though today, obviously, I caught a fish on the Daiwa SP. It wasn't a big fish. It was a relatively small fish. But we'll kind of, I guess, see what happens. I'm traveling with the tide right now, 3.3 miles an hour. Still want to get some action out of these lures. If I go too slow, I don't get any action. Like this Daiwa SP, going slower, it has never done it any favor. If I don't see that rod tip wiggling, then it's not being fished the way I want to fish it. Make sure we get the wiggle and the jiggle, and the shimmy and the shake. Right now I'm traveling over 10 feet of water. I'm going to be keeping myself in relatively shallow water for the rest of this day, the hour that I have left. We have had a lot of big wind and waves today earlier. I mean, it was like 30 miles an hour. The waves were like 3 feet apparently. So there have been pretty significant waves out here. So I don't really know that shallow water fishing is going to be the best bet, but I like it the most. It's been the most productive for me recently, so I'm kind of sticking to it. Oh, there's fish. There's fish. Yo-Zuri 3D crystal minnow right there. Sometimes these guys will start running towards me. Sometimes not. Yo-Zuri 3D crystal minnow, 4 3/8 inch. I had the Daiwa SP out beside of it and wasn't interested. Wasn't interested. Oh, I see it. Oh my goodness gracious! That looks like a big fish, folks. Holy crap. That looks like a big fish. Here we go. 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 Where you at, bro? Where you at? All right, I got it on the mouth. Look at that. There we go. Yeah, man. That's a big girl. Let's get her in and see if we can't revive her a little bit. There she goes. There she goes. Whew. Oh, man. Man, that was a massive fish. Holy cow. Oh, man. That's what I was out here for. I only had like an hour to do that, and it doesn't always work out that way, but when it does, man, it feels good. But there's plenty of fish out here. I see them right now. We might be able to catch another one. Who knows? There's been a lot of fish in really shallow water, like 7 to 8 feet of water. I don't know what was in the shallows. I don't know if it was perch or not. They look like the fish had to have been smaller. I'm guessing perch or something like that. I don't know. I was hoping that maybe some big fish would be there. Trying to, whoop, got a hit. There's fish. Whoa. Holy cow. That is on the Yo-Zuri 3D crystal minnow, 4 3/8. All right, that feels like a pretty good fish here so far. It's going to be a good one. I don't know what it is about this 3D crystal minnow, but holy cow, does it produce fish. Like, all the time. Doesn't matter what I put it up against, it catches the fish. So this fish is in the 30s at least. Could be in the 40s. I thought I saw a glimpse of a tail. Yeah, I saw a glimpse of a tail. Got a leader. Whoa, there it is. Yeah. That's definitely at least a 40-inch fish. Coming over to this side. Pull the fish up. Oh. We got a eel. Oh. Open them up. Oh man. All right, let's get her back in. Whew. Let's get her back in. We had her fun. Let's carry her around for a while. There she goes. She's starting to, yeah, she's got it. She's got it. She's got it. There she went. Oh man. This kayak catfish says that's fist pump worthy. And that's what the fish ate right there. It doesn't make a difference what I put on the other side. That's what they want. Daiwa SP Cordell red fin. 5-inch, both of them. I'm gonna take the 5-inch off and I'm gonna put the 6-inch on just because it gets down to a little bit deeper, like a 1.5 feet deeper. Whoop, there's fish. That is the Daiwa SP 6-inch. Making it seem like he's a big fish. That's what he's making it seem like right now. This guy's throwing the head shakes. Can't tell how big this fish is. If it's keeping itself down, wait a minute. Wait a minute. They can confuse you sometimes, but I'll take a 40. You know what I mean? I'll take a 40 now. Even if it's not a 40, I'll take you, bro. You're gonna fight like this, we're friends, all right? We're friends. Give me your best Mike Tyson now. Don't give me your best Mike Tyson. I don't want to drown, okay? Sometimes it confuses me when a fish starts ripping drag because I keep the drag so light. Don't know if it's big or I don't know if it's a medium size or whatever, but this guy right here is definitely big. If I can't pull it up at all, like he will not come off the bottom, this is not a small fish. I cannot pull him up. Pull her up quite yet. Quite yet. Oh, there we are. Oh man, we got a 40 over here. Of course we do. Man, this is a very big fish. Oh. Whoa, daggone. That lure went out. That lure went out. Whew. This fish was not ready for me to grab it. Oh. Holy cow. Whoa. Oh, man. That's a good one, bro. That's a good one. She's just ready to go. Holy cow. Daggone, man. That was amazing. Daiwa SP for the win. Thank you, bro. Whew. That's the Saltwater X-Wrap over there. Got that on a 25-pound test. That's why I'm able to keep it up a little bit higher. There's a fish. There's a fish. Whoa, daggone. No, no, not two. No. Oh, crap. These are. I don't know how to do this with two fish, to be honest with you. Two fish that seem pretty big. Oh, did this fish come free? I hope it did. Please have come free. Please have come free. We're good if you did. Two big fish simultaneously is not ideal. All right, this is on the 25-pound test, so I can horse this one in a little bit more. And I've never been so glad for a 40-inch fish to get off the hook. See if I can put a little more pressure on this fish. Oh, man. Oh, this is a big fish. Oh, man. You got to be kidding me. This is a big fish. I bet you that other fish was ginormous as well. Holy cow. I'm so glad that other fish got off. Oh, man. It's a massive fish. See if I can't hold her up for a second without too much trouble. Another giant, man. Oh my goodness gracious. Whew. get him back in. Revive this lady a little while. Oh, there we go. She's ready. She's ready. There she went. She was ready. Oh man. Another fist pump worthy. That was Saltwater X Wrap. That's the 12 right here. Had that on 25-pound braid, so I could actually put a little more pressure on that fish, and you can see that the hook did get bent out because I was definitely applying too much pressure. Recap for today. So I've got 5 big fish. I only landed 3. I had one that was a double up, one of them that I tried to horse in and bent the hooks out. There are little schools of fish here and there, and I get hits here and there, but today it really doesn't seem like they're really just after it. I mean, the only fish that have really like sunk their mouths on my lure are the big fish, which I'm thankful for. But the other fish, it seems like for some reason they're just kind of like I don't know, tail nipping or something. They're missing a lot, which is fine. The hot lures, if you're going to call it that, the Yo-Zuri 3D Crystal Minnow, caught one of them. The Saltwater X Wrap, the 12, caught 2. The Daiwa SP 6-inch caught 2 as well. At least hooked into 2 and whatever. Anyway, the rest of the lures, I mean, just catching small fish here and there. Water temperature right here is 43.4 degrees right now. We're going to see how it goes. Really flat conditions here, which is great. Barometric pressure today is like 10-14 millibars. The best part of the best movement of the tide today is going to be at 10:30. Right now it is 8:09. Conditions like this, I don't know if it's going to stay this way all day long. It is a Saturday. I've already seen one boat. You never know how it's going to go, but early in the morning the boaters usually aren't out, but as the day progresses, that's when you start seeing them. I think I might try to push out a little bit farther in the bay just because it's calm right now. You don't get opportunities like this very often. My goal was to get in place by like 9 a.m. so that gives me 35 minutes to get in position. This is a spot where I guess you got to just keep putting the time in if you expect to catch something. Whoop, there's fish. There's fish. There's fish. Over top of 8 feet of water. This is on the Crystal Minnow again. He's not a big fish, but he's striped bassing me right now. Good enough fish. Hey man, bring this guy up. All right. Oh man, there we go. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Got a fish bubbling back here. 8 feet of water. Wow, that's a good sized fish. Pretty decent fish. This is the chartreuse lure that I said I don't catch fish on. What? This is a good fish. You gotta be kidding me, man. Oh yeah. Are we getting close, bro? Are we getting close to you saying you're done? Got him. Got him. No! Got away. Son of a brick. No picture. Ah! What's happening? What's that?
Do you have fish?
Yeah, that's what this is.
Is anything like?
Yeah, I've got some fish. Yeah.
What are you catching?
Striped bass.
How big are they? Were they at least like good looking?
All of them were. There weren't any of them that were diseased looking. Sometimes you get that. Not this time of year. Usually this time of year, they're okay. It's usually if you catch them in the fall when the water's warm. When the water's cold like it is now, that's whenever they're the most vibrant and vivacious, and you don't really use, I don't see a lot of problems this time of year.
That's good news. I like to hear that.
Yeah.
So, awesome, man. Well, thank you so much.
All right. Appreciate it.
Safe out here, all right?
Yeah, have a good one.
You too.
Right now it's 11:30, so this is supposedly the fastest part of the tide today. Already seeing stuff in shallow water. Raining this morning. Light rain. Don't really know how that's going to play out. I took a chance. I mean, right now it's not. It could pick up rain again. I don't know. Another fish. There he is. right, that's going to be a little fish. All I want to do is quickly unhook these guys. Okay, this guy's hooked in the anus somehow. There we go, perfect. But that was the chartreuse. I've said before, I was like, I haven't caught many fish on a chartreuse, but turns out the old chartreuse wants to make a liar out of me. Wants to catch a lot of fish for me today and yesterday. Everything is such a time gamble. That's how I feel in these really large expanses of water. The times that I've gambled is like the time that have paid off. I got one fish, and as I said yesterday, before I got the big fish, I'm perfectly fine if I go on a day like this and I don't get skunked. I am perfectly happy just to catch one fish. The only thing today would have been a little bit frustrating so far is that I definitely was over top of some fish, and I didn't catch them. So it's starting to get a little bit of the old rain. This is my big fish hat right here. Last time I wore this for striped bass fishing, I caught landed 5 big fish, got into 7. Here comes a little bit of the old rain. We knew it was going to be coming in at 8. It's all about how much can you stand before your sack is frozen off. Oh, there's a fish. Hitting it. There it is. Oh, this is a good one. All right. There's a 30-inch fish right here. Nice. All right, guy. Let you go. Get. Oh man. Oh man. That's a fish right there. That's a fish right there, son. That's on the Daiwa SP. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty big fish. Fortunately, this Daiwa SP has pretty decent hooks. I don't know exactly how big this fish is, but hopefully I can get it in my lap. Oh man, this is the good life. Until it breaks me off. And then it's no longer the good life. This is 12-pound test, so I can't horse it too much. I've already caught a bunch of fish on this today. I probably have nicks or something in here. Might be able to see it here soon. He's kind of right down there. Holy cow! This is a big fish. Make sure to revive this girl. There she went. Oh man. Oh man. That was a fight. I got the adrenaline going like crazy. This feels like it's going to be another big fish. I don't know, I could be wrong. It was continuing to rip drag. Is that a 40-inch fish too? I don't know. Holy cow. All right. Not as big as the other one, but this is a big one too. There we go. A 40. Just a small little 40. Let's get this guy back in. This girl back in. She's ready to go, man. Yeah, she was just ready to go. Holy cow. You gotta be kidding me, man. Another 40. Oh. Daggone hydro. Man, oh man, I thought the Daiwa SP was good. I knew the hydro was going to be good. Man, this guy is head shaking like crazy. I mean, he's a pretty decent one. He's a pretty decent one. Looks like about a, could be 30. Could be. Another 30. I'm losing track of the number of 30-inch fish I'm catching. I see ya. Another big guy with head shakes. Yeah. Yeah, we're screaming drag now. Sometimes it takes them a minute before they realize that they've got a hook in their face hole. When they do, they're like, you know what? I'm leaving. See this broom tail? I'm gonna use it. This is the Yo-Zuri Hydro Minnow, 6-inch. Yeah, this is another just big fish. Oh, I see him. Started to see him. Started to see him, but yeah. That's a 40. That's a 40. Oh man, it might flip me. Oh. Another 40-some inch fish. Man, this thing is heavy. I don't know, 40 pounds, whatever. Big. This girl. Oh. I can't. There she goes. Well, at any rate, I'm going to call it a day right here, even though I might catch a couple more fish here and there. I don't know on the way back to getting out of here. But holy cow, I am so pumped about today. I think I caught over 6 fish that were 30 inches, like 6 fish over 30, and I caught 3 fish that were over 40. That just, that's just a phenomenal day. It doesn't always happen to me like that, but when it does, man, oh man, it's one that keeps you coming back for more. 46-degree water here, man. Got a hydro minnow on this side and a hydro minnow on this side. This has 25-pound braid, this has 12-pound braid, so this is going to get a little bit deeper than this one right here. But I'm just trying out for a while. Yep, these got to be small fish missing this. I'm not completely sad about having the small fish miss. Another one missed. There's fish. There. That one's taking it. I don't think this is a big fish. I actually like having these bigger lures that keep the smaller fish off. Doesn't always keep them off, but keeping some of them off is good. Yeah, keeping them off all right. Wrangling them again today. There we go. Perfect, man. Let him go. Got a crystal minnow on this side, and I've got the hydro on this side right now. The hydro seems to be the one that's actually the only one that's getting them to, I guess, to engage. Infinite fish. There's the hydro. Man, this This guy's like continuing to pull drag. Maybe it will be a good one. Sometimes you don't know what kind of fight you got till you get him right on top of you. Oh, he's nice. Yeah, that's a nice one. Oh yeah. Yeah. Like I said, sometimes you don't know what you got until you get him to the surface for a couple minutes. Man, is that a 40-inch fish? What? The more I look at it, the more I think, this guy's getting big. I don't know how I got that first try, but I did. That was what you call luck. All right, let's pull this guy up. Oh, it's a big one. There we are. Already a good day. Get him out of here. Hopefully revive this guy a little bit. There she goes. There she goes. Up to 30 here. It's probably more than that. And at the same time, there's a lot of decent fish in here, really. The average fish I've been catching is something like 24 inches. I've been using some bigger lures, trying to dissuade some of the smaller fish. What ends up happening, some of the smaller fish will hit the lure, and then they'll just end up unhooking themselves. And the bigger fish generally get more of the lure in their mouth. On the outskirts, every now and then I see some big fish. But I only really got one big fish, and I've got a couple of that are moderately big. There we go. There's another small fish hitting it. Big fish. Big fish. This is the Daiwa SP right here. He's fighting bigger than he is. My drag must have got knocked. Thought we were in the business. The business of catching's a big one. There we go. Good fish nonetheless. Appreciate you, guy. I'll even count you. All right, let's get back to it. Whoa, 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 what the what? I don't like getting double ups like this. Daiwa SP and Yo-Zuri Minnow. This one came free. Excellent. There we go. I'm going to use a cotton Cordell for a couple few. Cotton Cordell doesn't get that deep. Oh, there he is. Cotton Cordell right away. Look at that. Cotton Cordell showing off. Hey man, how big is this fish? Alright, this guy's feeling like he got some muscle. Looks like he got some muscle to him. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 35-inch fish. Oh man, look at this. There we go. All right. There we go. She's out. All right, well, I'm going to wrap today up right here. I've had a pretty spectacular few days here. I've been catching 40-inch fish for consecutive days, and honestly, you don't always get that. That's not something that you can expect all the time. And I'm definitely very appreciative of it. Today, so far I've caught 55 fish. I've caught 3 fish that were in that 40-inch range, which is, again, pretty phenomenal. Yesterday I caught 57 fish. I caught 3 fish that were well over 40 inches, and I caught 6 or 7 fish that were over 30 inches. Yesterday was next level good for me. The key ingredient was no boat traffic, just like today. The key ingredient, I haven't had much boat traffic. At any rate, the lures that were working really well today, early on, I was using the Yo-Zuri Hydro Minnow. It's 6 inches. I still have one on right here right now. Catching tons of fish. I caught big fish with it, small fish with it, all kind of fish. I was using it because it's 6 inches and it does dissuade some fish that are smaller. They can't really get it in their mouth all that well. The other lure today that I was using that I haven't used before, which is the 6-inch version of the Daiwa SP. I was surprised to find out that that one was getting down to 6-7 feet because it was dragging the bottom. I thought it was only going to get down to about 3 feet or so, but it gets down much deeper than that. And the lure that really is no surprise to me, one of my favorite striped bass fishing lures of all time, is the Cotton Cordell Redfin. That thing is just absolutely just amazing. I have it on right now. I haven't used it a lot because I like trying lures out, and that one is really tried and true for me. But if I want to catch big striped bass, that's one that I want to put on there, because if they're going to be moving up in the water column near the top of the water column, this one gets down to about 4 feet. That lure really draws them in. The conditions over the past 2 days there have been gusts of up to 35 miles an hour, so I didn't really know what today was going to bring. And the wave height today is higher than you'd like it to be, but wintertime fishing means you're not always catching fish. I got one hit so far today, and that may be all I get. I mean, you have to be willing to go out for some skunks, and obviously I am. They're frustrating, but the really hot days, holy cow, they keep you coming back for more. We have basically what I would consider pretty good conditions. We have a frontal condition moving in. The barometric pressure is like 1,000. It's probably one of the lowest barometric pressures I've ever fished, but I'm expecting it to be pretty good. We could get some light rain or maybe some moderate rain today. I don't exactly know. The temperature is going to creep up to 50 degrees apparently. Right now where I'm at least it says the water temperature is 44.8 degrees. All of these things look good. I'm expecting today to be pretty good. I want to say it before the start of the trip. The other trips that I've had, I wasn't quite sure. Today I'm starting out, it is currently 7:29 a.m. so 7:30. All right, I'm gonna get out here and I guess hopefully we'll get on some fish. Feels like might be a good one. This is the Yo-Zuri 3D Crystal Minnow, 4 3/8. So that we're over top of 8.9 feet here. Well, at least I was correct that there'd be some fish out today. Pretty good one. All right, here we go. Ooh. Yeah, that's every bit of a 40-inch fish probably. All right, let's get her back in. Well, she's ready to go already. All right. Big fish. So we got this is the Yo-Zuri 3D Crystal Minnow, and this is the 4 3/8 inch version. Oh man, holy crap! Oh man, that's a big fish. And I'll let it go. The adrenaline's going. Holy cow. Water temperature is 41 degrees. The tide change is just starting to happen. I think around 12:30, which is about like an hour from now. I'm still using the Yo-Zuri 3D Crystal Minnow, and on this side, in this sort of water, I'm using the Rapala Saltwater X-Drop 12, and I'll certainly throw on the Daiwa SP 6-inch whenever I move back into this shallower water areas. Anyway, hopefully we catch some fish. Yo-Zuri 3D Crystal Minnow, 4 3/8 inch, of course. What else could it possibly be? Holy cow, this guy made a run for it. This is some of the most precarious wind conditions that I've tried to catch a big fish in, that's for dang sure. This fish does not want to surrender. There it is. There it is. Oh man, I got it. Holy cow. That was some doing, bro. That was some doing. That is a big guy. Let's get her back in. She's fat. She's fat. Oh, there she goes. She's just ready to go right away. Oh man, that's fist pump worthy right there, son. Holy cow. Oh, that wind kicking up, man, was crazy, dude. Crazy. Let's see, so I'm passing some fish. Right now I'm at 2 miles an hour, which is not ideal or adequate. But the wind is really harsh, and the current, I think, is actually pretty daggone good today. Especially with the wind kind of blowing with the current right now. It's going to make it some tough fishing here. This is honestly not ideal for catching big fish, but being able to catch at least one is pretty daggone sweet. So no matter what else happens, if the wind gets too bad and I got to get out of here, catching one big fish, at least take it, man. I'll take it. From the camera's perspective, these wind waves don't look like much. You're like, oh, that's simple. There's no problem right there. When you're out here, it looks a lot more precarious, especially when you get smacked in the face with all this water. Oh yeah, son. Yeah, that's a good one. Oh yeah. Yo-Zuri 3D Crystal Minnow again. Oh, there we are. There it is. Getting a picture with it is really the most important part of the fish catching. Damn. Ugh. Let's pull it up before I lose it. Ugh. Oh, let me. Ugh. Put this thing back on. Ugh. Freaking boga grips, man. Sometimes they boga grip and sometimes they don't. Ugh. Let's go right here, son. Oh man. Oh, I'm gonna put her back in. Whoops. Oops, sorry about that. Well, she did swim away. This boga grip, man. I cannot rely on it. Oh, dag. There we go. All right, so this is the Yo-Zuri 3D Crystal Minnow 4 3/8 inch. The one that catches pretty much all the fish today. I've caught 0 fish. This will be my first fish. It feels like a pretty good one right now. You never know how it's going to go, but if it is a good one, I'll take it. Of course. I'm not going to throw it out just because it's a big fish. That would be rude. Okay? That's not the kind of guy I am. I want to make sure to set the hook a little bit. I've had that happen before where I haven't really set that hook in and they shake it out pretty easily. So this is 12.5 pound test. I got the drag set relatively light. All that being the case, I want to make sure I have really sharp hooks so I can get good penetration because I've had too many big fish shake free on me over the years. Sharp hooks is part of that, part of the equation to keep these guys buttoned up. Well, a fish is going to fight this long, that's got to be a big one. Doesn't make a difference if the drag is set light or not. If they're fighting this long, this is going to be a pretty decent fish. All right, let's get her up. Oh man. Oh. Oh. Oh man. Let's see what she looks like. Look at the fatness on this girl. Oh my goodness. Look at the fatness on her. Look at that, man. Oh, man, that is a fat girl. Oh, she's going back right away. Whew. Right away, going back in the water. She already wants to go. Whew. She already wants to go. I'm gonna let her go. There she goes. That was a big, giant, fat fish. That made today completely and totally worthless. It wasn't look like it was going to be a good day. I had some 2-foot waves when I got on the water. Wave height was crazy high. I took a break off the water for about 45 minutes. Came back out. Didn't really have any expectation other than the Yo-Zuri 3D Crystal Minnow doing what it does and just keep on catching fish. It's just crazy how many big fish I've caught with that exact lure right there. I just keep resharpening the hooks all the time. All right, let's get back to it. Let me put my fish counter and go click. One fish. If I only catch one fish, I'll take a big one. We'd love to get a final fish on the way out, but doesn't look like it's going to go that way. I think right now we're starting to wind down with the tide. Whole lot of boat traffic today. I've had one boat that basically, whenever the waves were about 1.5 feet, they were at their most precarious. This boat decided it was going to get within 10 feet of me and be speeding past me at about 25 miles an hour. Threw about a 3.5-foot wave on me. It was pretty close to me being capsized. I tell you what, the more I kayak, the more I dislike boaters. At least the really dumb ones like that guy. I get that so often, I don't understand it. There is a whole bay. I mean, there's miles and miles of water. You don't need to get within 10 feet of a kayak. But that's been my experience with boaters for a really long time. I don't really know. I don't know where that commonality comes from for getting up on really small crafts and throwing big wakes on them. I don't understand it. I don't know if they're intentionally being an ass or they just don't realize that they're throwing a giant wake on somebody. I don't know, it doesn't compute. At any rate, for the most part, I haven't had a lot of boats this season that have screwed up my fishing because I've stayed as far as I possibly can away from boats. I've made it a point anywhere where boat traffic is going to be to make sure that I'm not anywhere, I'm miles away from that. It makes for much longer days for me. Sometimes harder to find fish, but it's much nicer whenever I at least have a chance of catching big fish. You get boats around you, there's no chance. And I had a lot of that for a lot of years where boats were screwing up a lot of the places I want to fish, and then I just abandoned all those places. All those places where the boat traffic is heavy, I just stopped using those spots. And I've traveled a lot more broadly. Some of my trips, I mean, I'm putting in 20 miles or so at least in the trip, and sometimes plenty of them have been skunks. I've caught absolutely nothing, but at the same time I at least gave myself a chance. And this year I really have landed a lot of big fish, and a big portion of that has to do with not being around boats. Today might be the last day. Tomorrow there's a small possibility, but it looks like it's going to be rainy and horrible and whatever else. I mean, I don't really care about that per se, other than if it's too rainy. I don't want rain, wind, and waves all up in my face all at once. All right, we got a fish on now. Get this girl over here real quick. All right, I think I got this one. Phew. Let's get her back in. There you go. It's been a lot of fun, and definitely I've learned a lot. This has been the shallow water season. Pretty much every single shallow diving lure in my arsenal, I've caught something on them. Some of them have performed better than others. The Yo-Zuri 3D Crystal Minnow 4 3/8, that one gets down to about 6.5 feet. It definitely is the big fish king. I've caught other big fish on other lures, but not with the same frequency. If this is the end of the 2024 big striped bass season, I'm thankful, I'm happy, and I'm glad to have had you along.